So now we come to our chapter 35, Madhura-rasa-vicara, Uddipana. Before I begin, I was mentioning before that I was only familiar with a single version of this Ujjvala Nilamani. But actually, I was reminded of this beautiful other version, which is originally translated by Kushakrata. And in here, this version is following, just like in the Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, we followed chapter by chapter by chapter in Jaiva Dharma. So this is also now following in the Ujjvala Nilamani. So this is the Kiran. This is by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, like the Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. It's an abbreviated form. The best Ujjvala Nilamani is when we have the commentaries of Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In this little book, there's no commentary, but still we get a very clear picture. It's very nicely written, and it's very simple to actually follow. And we can follow these chapters completely in relationship to this. This has all the different anubhavs, etc. And everything that we're going to discuss today is all actually in chapter 10. So chapter 10 is where we are, where we've reached in this book. That's on page 97 if you happen to have this book. The next day, Vijay Kumar, having honored Prasad, came to Sri Guru Goswami's lotus feet at the appointed time. As he offered his Sastang Dandavat Pranam, he became overwhelmed with excitement. Goswamiji lifted him up, embraced him, and very affectionately made him sit beside him. Vijay Kumar seized the opportunity and said, "Prabhu, I want to know about the Uddipana of Madhura-rasa. Will you be so kind as to explain it to me?" So what is the stimulus? Uddipana means the inspiration. What stimulates Madhura-rasa? What is the... We know in the Vibhav, there are the Vishaya and the Ashraya, and the Alambam. But there's also the Uddipana. What causes rasa to manifest is the Uddipanas. So this is what we're going to hear today. Sri Guru Goswami replied, "The Uddipana Vibhavs in Madhura-rasa are the following: the guna, qualities of Krishna and his beloved gopis, their names, nam, activities and character, charita, ornaments, mandana, things related to the object of love, sambandhi, and things that are not directly related to the object of love, tatashta." So these are all aspects that are beautifully opened up and described in the Ujjvala Nilamani. So as we've said previously, this is simply a brief overview that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us to inspire our interest into this area, and then to come to the Ujjvala Nilamani and to complete the understanding more, or to immerse ourselves. Vijay, please describe the guna first, the qualities. Goswami, there are 3 types of guna relating to the mind, manasiki, speech, vachika, and body, kayika. Vijay, what are the various types of qualities that relate to the mind, manasagun, in this ras? Goswami, there are many kinds of manasagun, such as gratefulness, forgiveness, and compassion. These are qualities that when we meditate on the personality of Radha or Krishna, with these qualities, the heart can melt. We can melt in gratitude towards Radha and Krishna, that they have allowed us to understand or come closer to them through our practice, and the mood of forgiveness forgiving oneself and forgiving others also, and compassion, the overwhelming compassion, how merciful the divine couple are. Vijay, what are the different types of Vachika Guna? Goswami, all spoken words that give joy to the ears constitute Vichaka, Vachika Guna. Vijay, what are the different types of bodily qualities? Kaika Guna. Goswami, the Kaika Gunas are Vyas, age, Rup, form, Lavanya, luster, Sundarya, beauty, Abhirupata, influence, Madhurya, sweetness, Mardva, softness, and so on. Actually, in softness, yes, softness, the 4 divisions of age that have taken shelter of Madhura-rasa are Vyasandhi, Navyas Vyas, Yakta Vyas, and Purna Vyas. So these are the 4 divisions of age we're going to hear. This softness, for example, it's described that even if a petal from a flower touches the skin of Krishna, it leaves an impression. His skin is so soft. That's softness. Goswami, what is Vyasandhi? Sorry, Vijay, what is Vyasandhi? Goswami, Vyasandhi is the juncture between the stage of childhood, Balya, and youth, Yovana. And this particular stage is called Pratama Kishora. The stage of full youth, Sampurna Kishora, is included within Vyasandhi. Hoganda, childhood up to 10 years old, can be called Balya. So putting these two together, Hoganda and Balya, childhood pastimes. The sweetness of the Vyasandhi of Krishna and his beloveds is Uddipana. So this sweetness, according to the different ages, is a great inspiration for our attraction to them. This Uddipana, to inspire us in the nature of their ages. Vijay, what is Navya Vyas, sprouting? Goswami, the symptoms of Navya Vyas include the arrival of fresh youthfulness, Navayovana, slight appearance of the breasts, restlessness of the eyes, gentle smiles, and somewhat agitated hearts. Vijay, what is Vyakta Vyas, revealed? As Vijay Kumar was asking this question, a Vaishnava from the Ramanuja Sampradaya and a Pandit Sannyasi from the Sankara Mat arrived there to take darshan of the deity. The Vaishnava had the conception of being a male servant of Bhagavan, and the Sankara Sannyasi was absorbed in dry meditation on the impersonal Nirvishesh Brahman. So neither of them could identify themselves as being a Brajagopi. Since it is forbidden to discuss Raskatha in the presence of people who consider themselves male, Goswami and Vijay both became silent and then began to engage in ordinary small talk about various things with the Vaishnava newcomer and the Ekadandi sannyasi. After a short time, the 2 visitors set off in the direction of Siddhabakul, and Vijay repeated his question, smiling slightly. So this smiling slightly, I think, is significant in the sense that the expression of confidentiality of these topics is not to be breached in front of people who are not qualified sufficiently. So, publicly broadcasting these topics like I'm doing, I've no idea what is going to be, if I'm being offensive or not, who is going to hear these topics. Still, by the inspiration of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I'm repeating his words. Goswami, in the stage known as Vyakta Vyas, the gopis' breasts become quite prominent. Their bellies have 3 folds, and all their limbs begin to shimmer with an effulgent luster. Vijay, what is Purnavyas, full? Goswami, Purnavyas is the stage at which the buttocks become highly developed, the waist becomes thin, all the limbs become lustrous, the breasts become heavy, and the thighs resemble the trunks of banana trees. A few particular Brajasundaris also exhibit the features of Purna Yovana in their earlier youth. Vijay, I have understood the subject of Vyas. Now please tell me about Rupa. Goswami, Rup is such extraordinary beauty that a woman appears to be decorated, even though she is not wearing any ornaments. Exquisite Rup occurs when all the limbs are in perfect proportion. Vijay, what is Lavanya? Goswami, Lavanya is a pearl-like luster that emanates from the bodily limbs. Vijay, what is Sodarya? Sondarya. Goswami, Sondarya is the bodily perfection in which each and every one of the bodily limbs is appropriately shaped and in ideal proportion to the others. I'll read that again. Sondarya is the bodily perfection in which each and every one of the bodily limbs is appropriately shaped and in ideal proportion to the others. Vijay, what is Abhirupata? Goswami, one is said to have Abhirupata when one's astonishing qualities cause nearby objects to attain the same beauty as one's own. That's very interesting. Uddipana. So by their beauty, the environment will respond to their beauty. Like, for example, in a forest, the beauty of the trees and the fruits, etc., they will respond to the excellent brilliance of the beauty of one having this abhirupata. When one's astonishing qualities cause nearby objects to attain the same beauty as one's own, in reciprocate like reflection. Vijay, what is Madhurya? Goswami, Madhurya is bodily beauty that is simply indescribable. So there are further descriptions actually in this Uddipana Vinamani. Perhaps I can't find it just straight away. But there's some descriptions of the Madhurya here. I'll find it later. Madhurya is bodily beauty that is simply indescribable. Vijay, what is Madhava? Madhava. Goswami, Madhava is softness which is unable to tolerate even the touch of soft things. There are 3 types of Madhava: Uttam, Madhyam, and Kanishta. So I just described that in relation to Krishna's bodily limbs are so soft that even a flower petal will make an impression on his limbs. This is an example of Madhava. Vijay, Prabhu, I have understood Guna. Now please tell me about Nam. Goswami, names such as Radha Krishna, which are full of supremely mysterious and confidential ras, are called Nam. my Gurudev would explain many times the nature of Krishna's names. Radha Damodar, Radha Kanta. All these different names are very inspiring for Braja Ras. But there are other names like Jagadish or Vaikuntanath, which are not of the same mood, which are there. So the devotees can distinguish between beautiful names of Krishna in his Rasik forms and chant those names. Now kindly tell me about Charita, behavior. Goswami, there are two types of Charita, Anubhav and Lila. I will tell you about Anubhav when I have completed the subject of Vibhav. Vijay, then please describe Lila. Goswami, the term Lila refers to Sundarya Krida, beautiful games and activities, Tandav, dancing, Venu Vardhana, playing the flute, Kodana, milking the cows and calling them down from the hill and counting them. These are all incredible Uddipanas to inspire the exchanges of affection between them. Vijay, what are Sundarya Krida? Goswami, there are unlimited sportive pastimes such as Ras Lila, ball games, and speaking in the languages of the birds and animals. Vijay, how many types of mandana decorations are there? Goswami, there are 4 types of mandana: clothes, ornaments, garlands, and alupana, pastes and perfumes that are smeared on the body. Vijay, what is sambandhi? Goswami, sambandhi has been divided into 2 types: things that are connected, lagna, and things that are nearby, sanihita. Vijay, what does lagna, auspicious occurrence, mean? Goswami, lagna sambandhi includes the sounds of the flute and the bugle, singing, fragrances, the tinkling of ornaments, footprints, the sound of the veena, and artistic skill. Vijay, what is the nature of the flute's melody? Goswami, the stream of nectar that comes out from Krishna's lips through the murali is prominent among all types of Uddipana. Flute is the most prominent. Vijay, now please describe things that are nearby, sanihita sambandhi. Goswami, sanihita sambandhi include remnant garlands, peacock feathers, garika, red stone, and other colored minerals from the hills, the cows, the stick, the bugle, the sight of Krishna's dear associates, the dust raised by the hooves of the cows, Vrindavan, entities and objects in the shelter of Vrindavan, Vrindavana Sharita Vastu, Govardhan, Jamuna, and the Rasastali. So these are all Sanihita Sambandhi. Vijay, what is meant by Vrindavana Sharita, in the shelter of Vrindavan? Goswami, animals such as deer, birds such as the peacock, bumblebees, groves of flowering vines, tulsi, flowers, and kadamba trees are all Vrindavana Sharita. Vijay, what is meant by tatashta, marginal? Goswami, moonbeams, clouds, lightning, the spring season, autumn, the full moon, the breezes, the birds such as the peacock, and all such as the peacock are all tatashta, marginal. There's a beautiful pastime described in this Ujjvala Lamani about the moonbeam, that Lalita and the Sakis went deep into the forest where there was no moonbeams. It was covered by the shade of the trees. But by the reflection from a chakora bird's beak, one moonbeam entered in. And when Lalita saw this, she fainted in ecstasy. So this is an idea of Uddipana. You see, the moonbeams will increase the ecstasy. After hearing attentively about the Uddipana bhavs, Vijay Kumar was silent for a while. The meeting of Alamban with Uddipana bhavs aroused an exalted sentiment within his heart, and at once anubhavs began to manifest in his body. In a voice choked with emotion, he said, "Prabhu, now kindly describe the anubhavs in detail. You have explained one part of Krishna Charita, Krishna's activities and qualities, namely Leela. When I learn about Anubhav, I will be able to know about Krishna Charita completely." Goswami, there are three types of Anubhavs: Alankar, ornaments; Udvashvara, symptoms; and Vachika, verbal. Vijay, what is Alankar, ornament? Goswami, the 20 types of Alankars of the attractive gopis of Braj in their youth, Yovana, has been called Sattva Jar, arising from Shuddha Sattva. These manifest wonderfully because of intense absorption in their beloved Krishna. These 20 types of Alankar have been divided into three categories: those arising from the limbs, Angaja; those that arise spontaneously, Ayatna Jar; and those that arise from one's own nature, Svabhav Jar. The Alankars arising from the limbs, Angaja, are 1. Seed attachment, Bhav; 2. Gestures, Hava; and 3. Amorous dalliance, Hela. Atyatna Jar includes 4. Beauty, Shobha; 5. Luster, Kanti; 6. Brilliance, Dipti; 7. Sweetness, Madhurya; 8. Boldness, Pragalbhata; 9. Magnanimity, Audarya; and 10. Patience, Darya. Svabhavja includes 11. Imitating Leela; enjoyment, Vilas; 13. A particular mood of dressing, Vichiti; 14. Bewilderment, Vibram; 15. A particular mixture of bhavs, Kila Kinchita; 16. Awakening of longing, Mutayata; 17. Apparent opposition, Kutamita; 18. Disrespect, Vivok; 19. Tenderness, Lalit; and 20. Bhavs expressed through activities, Vikrita. Vijay, what is the meaning of bhav in this context? Goswami, in Ujjvala Ras, when rati, which is like a seed, appears upon the unagitated chitta, its first transformation is called bhav. The untransformed stage of chitta is called sattva. When the cause of transformation is present, the original transformation, which is like the first sprout of a seed, is called bhav. Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, praying Surivamp Samyabak. That this bhav is a initial stage of prem. Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, prem Surivamp Samyabak. Shni. What is the meaning of bhav in this context? Yes, we just read that. So, Vijay, what is hava, gestures? Goswami, hava is a condition in which rati is more clearly evident than in bhav, with the tilting of the neck, gestures of the eyebrows and eyes, and other symptoms. 28. Sudasattva Visheshatma Prem Suryavam Samyabak Ruchibis Chitamrishnu Krit Ashu Bhav Uchyate. That state which is uniquely constituted of purified goodness, Shuddha-sattva, which is like a ray of the sun of prem, and which softens one's heart by means of various tastes, is known as bhav. So that's basically exactly how Bhaktivinoda Thakur has described this just previously. So Vijay, what is hela? Goswami, hava is called hela when it clearly indicates sensual passion. Vijay, what is shobha? Beauty. Goswami, shobha is the beautification of the bodily limbs that arises due to youthfulness and rup sambhog. Vijay, what is kanti? Luster. Goswami, kanti is the radiant splendor that emanates in the act of satisfaction of this supernatural calm.
Right now the internet is frozen.
Oh, thank you.
It was working till now absolutely.
I can say something.
What?
Are you affiliated with this one?
No. It's not coming back.
Yeah, the internet is not coming. In mine also it's not.
The Facebook is working, but
Facebook is working.
the Facebook is going, but the YouTube has stopped, and there's no button to press to make it come on again. Oh, now I've got it. So on Facebook, just be patient for a minute. We're just trying to get the YouTube channel back. We've had 45 minutes of a good run so far. So, huh? But this is not, YouTube is not coming. But we have it on Facebook. So perhaps we can transfer the Facebook link into the thing if it doesn't come back. I'm a disciple of Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, not ISKCON. ISKCON would not like to talk about these types of topics.
You can speak Hindi language or Bengali language?
So I'm just going to carry on Facebook, and we'll just transfer it afterwards. So, what is Kanti, luster? Goswami, Kanti is the radiant splendor that emanates in the act of satisfaction of this supernatural calm. That's the last thing I read. It's not able to
FB
connect.
is working.
Huh?
Facebook is working.
I know, but the YouTube has stopped, so I'll just continue on Facebook. Vijay, what is Dipti? Goswami, Kanti is called Dipti when it is intensified and becomes highly inflamed with passion through the influence of factors such as age, enjoyment, place, time, qualities, roop, and attire. Vijay, what is Madhurya, sweetness? Goswami, Madhurya is the stage in which every endeavor is exquisitely elegant under all circumstances. Vijay, what is Pragalbhata, boldness? Goswami, Pragalbhata is a complete lack of inhibition or fear at the time of prayog, when one's own bodily limbs are on top of the limbs of one's lover. Vijay, what is Audarya, magnanimity? Goswami, Audarya is the quality of being self-controlled and courteous in all situations. Vijay, what is Dharya, steadiness? Goswami, the tendency of the heart is called Dharya when it is steady and unwavering. Vijay, what is the meaning of Leela in this context? Goswami, Leela is imitating the charming attire and activities of one's beloved. Are you able to send any message on the WhatsApp? Just to look at Facebook? Huh?
Yes, sending right now.
Vijay, what is vilas? Enjoyment. Goswami, the particular suggestive expressions of the face and eyes that one makes while moving, standing still, or sitting to bring about union with one's beloved is called vilas. Vijay, what is vichiti? Goswami, vichiti is a way of dressing that enhances one's splendor, although employing very little in the way of decorations and ornaments. According to the opinion of some experts in ras, sometimes when a Nayaka's lover approaches her after he has committed an offense against her, the bhav arises in her heart that her ornaments are simply a burden, and she has only dressed and decorated herself on the insistence of her sakhis. This sort of jealous and neglectful mood is also called vichiti. Vijay, what is vibram, bewilderment? Goswami, vibram is a state of bewilderment that is caused by the powerful urges of Madana. When the Nayak meets with her beloved, in this state she intends to put on her necklace, garland, and other ornaments in particular places, but actually puts them on in different places. Vijay, what is Kila Kinchita? So this is very famously spoken about, and many pundits will speak about this Kila Kinchita. Kila Kinchita is the condition in which pride, hankering, weeping, laughing, hostility, fear, and anger arise at the same time because of feelings of jubilation. So there's a description here. May the sight, this is from the Ujjvala Nilamani. It's about Kila Kinchita. May the sight of Radharani's Kila Kinchita ecstasy, which is like a bouquet, bring good fortune to all. When Krishna blocked Radharani's way to the Dangati, There was laughter within her heart. Her eyes grew bright and fresh tears flowed from her eyes, reddening them. Due to her sweet relationship with Krishna, her eyes were enthusiastic, and when her crying subsided, she appeared even more beautiful. So this is an example of when many bhavs are coming simultaneously. This is kila kinchita. This is what this is described as. So, Vijay, we've just described here that in this condition, pride, hankering, weeping, laughing, hostility, fear, and anger arise at the same time because of feelings of jubilation, unprecedented feelings. Vijay, what is Motayita? Goswami, Motayita is the intense longing that arises in the Nayaka's heart when she receives news about her lover and remembers him. Vijay, what is Kutamita? Goswami, Kutamita is the anger that the Nayaka feigns externally due to dignity, shyness, and so on, although she is delighted within her heart when her lover touches her breast or lips. Vijay, what is Vivok? Goswami, Vivok is disrespect shown towards one's lover out of pride or man, pride and man. Vijay, what is Lalita? Goswami, Lalita is the tenderness that is expressed by movements of the eyebrows and gestures of all the bodily limbs. Vijay, what is Vikrita? Goswami, Vikrita is the expression of activities rather than in words, of moods such as shyness, jealousy, or man that arise within the heart. These are the 20 bodily and psychological alankars. Rasa Bhaktas have also accepted 2 more alankars in addition to the ornaments that I have already mentioned. These are feigned ignorance, mogdya, and feigned fear, chatika, chakita. Vijay, what is mogdya? Goswami, a Nayaka exhibits mogdya when she pretends to be unaware of something that she actually knows perfectly well, and inquires from her lover as if in ignorance. Vijay, now please tell me about Chakita. Goswami, Chakita is making a show of being afraid in the lover's presence, although she is actually not afraid at all. Vijay, Prabhu, I have understood the alankars. Now please instruct me about the Uddipashvaras. So I think I'm going to stop here today because the YouTube is not getting a connection. We're on Facebook, is okay, but the YouTube has gone out. So I'm going to stop on the Uddipashvaras. I think if we've absorbed something of this, it's enough to inspire us to appreciate the nature of these descriptions and the clarity which these have been described by Rupa Goswami. All these expressions are being described by Rupa Goswami. He is that person who's giving the insight into the nature of the characteristics of the gopis in principle, and of Krishna also describing his characteristics. So these are very beautiful meditations for us. So I'm going to stop here, and we'll continue tomorrow with the Uddipashvaras. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Gaur Premanande. So we're coming again to our chapter 35, and we're going to hear about the Uddipashvaras. So practically all of these bhavs and moods that we've been describing are all descriptions of the Sakhi's moods. There's descriptions of Krishna as the Vishaya of those moods, but the moods are contained within the ashraya. These moods from the ashraya are pouring towards Krishna, and Krishna is reciprocating with those moods. Krishna's completely controlled by the immensity of the love of the gopis. Because the gopis' prem is so intense for Krishna. Actually, the gopis' prem is much higher than Krishna. Krishna's prem reaches the stage called Mahabhav. We'll hear something of that today. And in the stage of Mahabhav, beyond Mahabhav, there's two higher stages that the gopis experience. There's Rudha and Adiruddha. These stages, the gopis, actually some of the gopis experience this, but the Adiruddha is practically exclusively Radhika's mood. Because if we imagine Shakti Tattva, like the sun planet surrounded by its effulgence. The effulgence is the Shakti. Krishna, Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. So that sun planet is completely surrounded by the energy. And the energy is totally dependent on the source of the energy, which is Krishna, the Vishaya. So their attraction to Krishna is foremost, it's first. Their attraction to Krishna controls Krishna. This is called Samartha Rati. This is the Rati of the Brijbasis. It completely controls Krishna. And then when we go down different varying degrees, there's Samanjasaha, is the queens of Dwarka, and Sadharani is like Kubja. But the gopis, they have this Samartha Rati, which totally controls Krishna. Krishna initially, if there was such a thing as beginning, he's not, actually in Vidagdha Madhava it's described that Krishna is not particularly excessively attracted to Radhika until he becomes aware of Radhika's total attraction to him. And then Krishna reciprocates with that attraction to her. But it starts with the Shakti. It's the Shakti. And all these different descriptions that we've been talking about, the different alankas, which are on the limbs, etc., are practically all descriptions of the Sakis. It's all their moods that we're hearing about, but in relationship to the Vishaya, to Krishna. So all of these different descriptions are all based on Radhika. Actually, my Gurudev has said that if one doesn't have much Radha Nishta, then Krishna is not really so attracted to coming to that person. The more one has this Radha Bhav, the more Krishna is going to be interested to reciprocate with that mood. And the less that Radha Bhav, the less Krishna will be coming close to that mood. So, and we should understand the tattva like I've just described, that it's the Shakti who is encasing the Shaktiman. She's covering her effulgence, the Swarup Shakti is covering the source, the origin, which is Krishna. So now we come to a description today of the Uddipashvaras. Yesterday we just read through many different moods, quite extraordinary, this Kila Kinchita, etc., where 7 different moods are rising simultaneously. These are in Radhika, or sometimes in a different gopi also. But Krishna is witnessing these moods. These moods aren't necessarily rising in Krishna. Krishna is like the Vishaya, and I've said before, my Gurudev describes it like a music shop owner who has millions of different instruments, but he can't play any of them. So all these latent bhavs, these emotions, are within Krishna, and they respond to the different sakis, his energies, who have these emotions. And all of these bhavs can't be contained in a single body of just Sri Radhika. This is why she manifests her Kaya Vyuha into billions of gopis to please her divine lover, Sri Krishna. All in his, for him. So now we come on page 723. Prabhu, I have understood the Alankas. Now please instruct me about Uddibashvara. Goswami, when the bhav of the heart is manifest in the body, the manifestation is called Uddibashvara. So the heart coming from the heart into the body. In Madhura-rasa, the Uddibashvaras include a slackening or slipping of the drawstrings of one's skirt. This is external. Loosening of the blouse, disarray of the braids, and so on. An affliction in the body, yawning, a flaring of the nostrils, sighing deeply, restlessness, singing, and condemning oneself. That's very interesting. Condemning oneself. That means that there's a mood that we can do better. We can satisfy Krishna more. When one condemns himself, then he can see a shortcoming, and this gives him inspiration, or her inspiration, to increase that mood towards Krishna. Just like Mother Yashoda, she never feels that when Putana, for example, took Krishna away, she, in her heart, was feeling, actually, I don't deserve to have such a child as this, such a beautiful child. How can I be the mother of such a beautiful child? She feels like that. She condemns herself for that. And that's the height of her prem, her Vatsalya prem. So we see here in the gopis this idea of condemning oneself, even though one is exhibiting these Uddibashvaras. Vijay, couldn't all the Uddibashvaras you have just described be considered the categories of Motayata or Vilas? So this mood of Motayata is described on the other page. Motayata is the intense longing that arises in the Nayika's heart when she receives news about her lover and remembers him. This is Motayata. And Vilas is described at the top of this page 722. A particular suggestive expression of the face and eyes that one makes while moving, standing still, or sitting to bring about union with one's beloved is called Vilas. So he's saying why these Uddibashvaras, what is the unique nature of these Uddibashvaras? That's what he wants to know. Goswami, they have been described separately because they enhance a special type of beauty, Shobha. This is why. They have an exceptional beauty. Vijay, actually all these are expanded in the Ujjvala Nilamani. As I said before, this is to inspire us into the Ujjvala Nilamani. That's where the descriptions of all these bhavs are very clear and explicit. Also in the Nectar of Devotion by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, there's many descriptions that he gives there. Prabhu, now please kindly explain the Vachika Anubhavs. Goswami, there are 12 types of Vachika Anubhavs: Alap, Vilap, Sanglap, Pralap, Anulap, Aplap, Apalap, Sandesh, Atidesh, Apadesh, Upadesh, Nirdesh, and Vyapadesh. Vijay, what is Alap? Goswami, Alap is pleasing words of flattery. Vijay, what is Vilap? Goswami, Vilap is words uttered out of sorrow. Vijay, what is Samlap? Goswami, Samlap is conversation. Vijay, what is Pralap? Goswami, Pralap is meaningless talk, like prajalpa. We say it comes in the same word. Vijay, what is anulap? Goswami, anulap means to utter the same words repeatedly. Vijay, what is apalap? Goswami, apalap means giving another meaning to words that have already been spoken. Actually, in the discourse between the gopis and Krishna, they're always speaking in riddles to each other. There's practically always, we see in Vidagdha Madhava especially, there's two meanings to every expression that Krishna will say something. And they can either understand it in this meaning or in another meaning. It's called parokshvad. So there's many different meanings in their conversations with each other. Vijay, what is sandesh? Goswami, sandesh is sending a message to one's lover when he has gone to another land. Vijay, what is atidesh? Goswami, atidesh is saying, his words are my words. Vijay, what is apadesh? Goswami, apadesh is expressing the subject in question through other words and not speaking about it directly. That's also called parokshvad. Vijay, what is upadesh? Goswami, the term upadesh refers to words full of instruction, like we have the Upadeshamrita. Vijay, what is nirdesh? Goswami, nirdesh is confessing, I am that very person. Vijay, what is vyapadesh? Goswami, vyapadesh is revealing the desire of one's heart on the pretext of saying something else. All these anubhavs are present in all the rasas, but they have been described in this context because the sweetness of Ujjvala ras is more greatly enhanced by these anubhavs. Vijay, Prabhu, why is it necessary to describe the anubhavs separately in the subject of rasa? Goswami, the bhavs in the heart that have arisen from the combination of alamban and uddipana are called anubhavs. So we've just discussed the uddipana, and previously we discussed the nature of the alamban. Are called anubhavs when they manifest on the bodily limbs. This subject cannot be understood clearly without explaining them separately. So that's quite clear, they have to be explained, these anubhavs, separately. Vijay, please be merciful and describe the sattvika bhavs in Madhura-rasa. Goswami, I mentioned the 8 sattvika bhavs, such as stamba, sveda, and so on, while I was talking about ordinary rasa tattva. There are also the sattvika bhavs of this. They are also the sattvika bhavs of this ras, but the examples of these bhavs are quite different in this ras. So we should understand the nature of these sattvika bhavs. It's very important for us to appreciate this particular aspect, because this really helps us to understand Mahaprabhu. Radharani, as I just said previously, is experiencing this Rudha and Adirudha, Mahabhav. Krishna's not. Because of Radharani's immense love and attraction to Krishna, Sokyam Kasyam Mad Anubhavita Kidrisham Vatiloba, she experiences a much greater bliss than Krishna. And that is described in understanding these sattvika bhavs. So what is that experience that she has that's more than Krishna? This Rudha and Adirudha. And it's described that in Rudha, Mahabhav, there are 5 blazing sattvika bhavs. We're going to describe the different intensity. So these 5, they can be any of the 8, but they're blazing because there's 5 stages of intensity. There's Domita, Jwalata, Dipta, Uddipta, and Sudipta. These are the 5 intensities of this. These sattvika bhavs are when the impressions of the attraction hit the very pran of the jiva. The very pran of the body, the very life air. It affects the life air. Therefore, they're completely spontaneous. There's no control at all with the sattvika bhavs, whereas with the anubhavs, there's some cognition there. But with the sattvika bhavs, there's no cognition. They're completely spontaneous, because like the very pran, the life air, has been influenced by the potency of that attraction, and it just acts spontaneously. So Radhika, she experiences so much more of that than Krishna. Krishna doesn't experience Rudha Mahabhav, neither does he experience Adiruddha. Adiruddha is when all 8 Ashtasattvika bhavs are blazing. This is exactly the reason why Mahaprabhu advents, because he wants to taste this Adiruddha Mahabhav that Shri Radhika is tasting, either in separation, Mohan, or in meeting, Madan. And we see the external effect of that when Mahaprabhu tastes that in the Gambhira. And then he becomes like a tortoise. All his limbs come into his body. Or he falls in the ocean. All his limbs become elongated. These are bodily exhibitions of these sattvika bhavs to a very, very, very high degree. And no one else in existence has ever exhibited these types of bhavs before. Mahaprabhu is that Supreme Lord. He is Sri Krishna himself. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritiya Hladini Shakti Asmat Ekatmana. He is that one Lord. And he is experiencing at that point this Madan and Mohan. Mostly Mohan, because it's described that in Puri, Mahaprabhu doesn't really taste the meeting aspect. Practically the entire Leela is Vipralamba in Puri. It's all Vipralamba. My Gurudev says practically once or twice it seems like Krishna appears and then his fragrance is left. But principally, Mahaprabhu is experiencing these devastating moods. And another interesting point that we should appreciate is that the height of the separation mood, this Mohanakya Mahabhav, when all 8 Sattvika bhavs are blazing, is the same taste and bliss as in Madan. In Madan, there's 8 blazing. In Mohan, there's 8 blazing. So they're the same. So the degree of the bliss is the same. We can understand this. This is like technical, what I'm saying more or less, you know? But this is how it's described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, and my Gurudev also describes this. So these moods are, in meeting and a separation, the same. And Mahaprabhu, he's just experiencing the Vipralamba, because that's what he wanted to experience. Radharani in his Uddhav Kyari for 100 years. What were those moods? When Radharani in Uddhav Kyari goes into one of these high stages of Mohanakya Mahabhav, Krishna in Dwarka, if he's embracing Satyabhama or Rukmini, immediately the effect of that bhav will influence Krishna and he will faint. In Dwarka, it's carried across. So Krishna is, because he's the Vishaya, Krishna is the object. Radhika is the Ashraya. So to understand Mahaprabhu, we need to, it's helpful to understand the nature of these sattvika bhavs, especially in their degrees of intensity, because this constitutes what Mahaprabhu has come to taste. He's come to taste this Adiruddha Mahabhav that he never tasted in Krishna Leela. In Vrindavan Leela, he never tasted that. He was just the recipient of that. Like I described in the beginning today, how Krishna's affection is reciprocal with Shakti Tattva. He's controlled completely by the love of the gopis. And that control is called samartha. That's what samartha means, to control. They have the complete control of Krishna, controlled by love. Krishna will submit to that fully. It's like the nature of Vrindavan itself. In Vrindavan itself, all the Brijbasis, they will control Krishna by their prem. It's their prem that controls Krishna. And they can make Krishna dance, they can make Krishna do anything like that. Krishna is completely submissive to their prem. That prem is of the nature of Shakti Tattva, Swarup Shakti, Swarup Tattva. So that is the understanding of this. So, Goswami, I mentioned the 8 Sattvika bhavs such as Stamba, Sveda, and so on, while I was talking about ordinary Rasa Tattva. There are also the Sattvika bhavs, they are also the Sattvika bhavs of this Ras, but the examples of these bhavs are quite different in this Ras. Vijay, how are they different? Goswami, you will see that in Braj Leela, becoming stunned, Stamba bhav, arises out of jubilation, harsha, fear, bhaya, wonder, ascharya, despondency, vishad, and indignation, amarsha. So that's fascinating to know how this becoming stunned arises. It arises from jubilation, fear, wonder, despondency, and indignation. Perspiration. So we have earth, water, fire, air, and sky. We have these 5 principal life airs, and they are being affected by the potency, intensity of the love that the Saki has for Krishna. And they're coming into these remarkable states of consciousness due to that. That's why they're completely spontaneous. So this stamba is earth, and then ashru is water, earth, water, and then fire, ashru, and then fire is vaivarnya and sveda, and then what's the next one? Earth, water, fire, air is pralaya, is fainting, and then there is the 5th one, which is sky. It's referenced like that, and that's romancha, kampa, and svaraved, these 3. Every morning the devotees, they sing when they sing the Guru Vastakam, that Mahaprabhu is experiencing these romancha. Yes, he's in that 2nd verse, Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nita Gita, romancha kampa, shuta ranga bhaja. This is what he's experiencing. And these are Asta-sattvika bhavs, but they are to a certain degree. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very beautifully describing from Ujjvala Nilamani how these bhavs manifest. Stamba bhav arises out of jubilation, harsha, fear, bhaya, wonder, ascharya, despondency, vashad, and indignation, amarsha. So these are powerful emotions that are constituting the stage of stamba. And then perspiration, sveda, arises from jubilation, fear, and anger, krodha. Horripilation, romancha, comes from wonder, jubilation, and fear. Faltering of the voice occurs due to despondency, astonishment, vishmaya, indignation, and fear. Fear seems to... What is the fear in Braj? It's fear of separation. That is the fear. It's not like a mundane fear, where we have any material type of insecurity or something like that. It's not like that at all. It's fear of separation from Krishna. This is the only fear that the Brijbasis have. That's what the fear is. Changing color, vaivarnya, arises from despondency, anger, and fear. So there's different examples of these in the Ujjvala Nilamani, where it's described in one place about once when Radharani was in the forest, she became overwhelmed with ecstasy by accidentally hearing the sound of Krishna's flute. A gopi friend observed this and immediately ran to Krishna to give the following report. When Radharani heard the sound of your flute, she became covered by a monsoon of perspiration. Her tears became like a great river to slake the heifer's thirst, and her body became covered from head to foot with the blossoming flowers of erect hairs. Stunned and pale, she looked so much like Saraswati, the goddess of learning, that many fools thought that she was Saraswati's deity form, and they began at once to worship her in order to become great scholars. But there's different examples where Radharani will change color, this Vaivarnya, due to ecstasies, these Sattvika Bhav ecstasies. Shedding of tears, ashru, may occur due to jubilation. So practically all of these, jubilation is the principal initial stage, that high jubilation, that high ecstatic, blissful feeling. Not all, but many. May occur due to jubilation, anger, or despondency. These are powerful emotions. Despondency is very powerful by itself, and anger is very powerful by itself. And jubilation is so powerful. Loss of consciousness, pralaya, may occur due to happiness or distress. So in happiness or distress, this loss of consciousness may appear. Vijay, are there any manifestations of Sattvika Vikar in this rasa that are different from those in other rasas? Goswami, yes, I've explained the Sattvika bhavs known as Domayata, Jwalita, Dipta, and Uddipta in the context of general Sadharana, Rasa-vicara. In this Madhura-rasa, there is one division of Uddipta called Suddipta. So I already described that. These are the 5 degrees of intensity within the Sattvika bhavs, which will constitute the ultimate experience of Mohan. That's Akhya Mahabhav, that's the ecstasy of separation, or Matan, that's the ecstasy of meeting. And they're both the same degree of bliss. That's why we can't say that meeting is higher than separation. We always want Radharani to have meeting, but at the same time, from the Siddhantic point of view, Vipralamba and meeting, Sambhog, are the same, ultimately. They produce the same intoxicating bliss, ultimately. We cannot understand these things, but we can appreciate these things. We can honor these things with our hearts and pray that I'm hearing about these things, I'm learning about these things. And all these things we're learning about is Shakti Tattva. This is what I explained at the beginning. It's all about Radharani. It's all aspects pertaining principally to Radharani's moods. And Krishna is reciprocating with that. Krishna as the Vishaya is reciprocating, but it's Radharani's mood that is initiating all of this. That's why the Gaudiya Vaishnavas hold Sri Radhika in the supreme position. And we always are taking shelter. That's why we were just saying before, we come to Radha Kund. Most people don't say, well, I'm going to Shama Kund. That's not really what people say. So it's Radha Kund that has the attraction today. She is the Shakti. And we were just hearing that in the evening time, Radha Kund is all lit up. But Sham Kund, there's no lights in Sham Kund, it's all dark. So the Brijvasis are appreciating the mood of Shyam and the mood of Radhika. But Radhika has the illumination, she's the Shakti. So try to understand these remarkable distinctions between Krishna and Radhika. And when we understand even a little bit of that, then we can begin to appreciate the nature of Sachinandan Gaura Hari. because this is what Sachinandana Gaur Hari Mahaprabhu has come to give us. Prior to Mahaprabhu's advent, these truths were not talked about. They were practically not there. They were there to some degree, Jaidev, Vichaspati, Yogamangala, something, but not Parakiya. That couldn't be understood. Because Mahaprabhu, he brought this. This is how munificent and kind Mahaprabhu is. When we start to understand this a little bit, the heart will expand in a mood of gratitude towards Mahaprabhu, what he's given, and especially through his flute song, which is coming in the heart of Sri Rupa Goswami. It's Rupa Goswami who is actually taking all of these teachings. Mahaprabhu just gave the Shikshastika, but it was Rupa Goswami who understood this Nijana Rupa. He was qualified to understand the full implication of Mahaprabhu's advent. No one else. And it appears that as we come further into this age of Kali, more of the acharyas have opened up this topic more and more, because we understand previously when Mahaprabhu was chanting that beautiful verse, this Yat Komara Haras Saeva Hivras Taeva Chaitra Chapas at the Rath Yatra, no one could understand it. Nityananda Prabhu could not understand it. Rai Ramananda didn't understand it. Advaita Acharya didn't understand it. But Rupa Goswami understood it. Why? Because the Manjaris are so close to Radhika. They're closer than the Sakhis. We were describing previously how Radharani, she can slap, she can even kick her Manjaris. They belong to her, they're part of her body. They're her bodily expansions completely. They're her most near and dear. They're most familiar. So they are the ones qualified. So all of our Guru Varga, they are all Manjaris. Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. Sanatana Goswami, Lavanga Manjari. Jiva Goswami, Vilasa Manjari. Raghunath Bhatta, Rati Manjari. Or Rasa Manjari. And then Raghunath Das, Tulsi Manjari. And then Narottam is also Vilas Manjari. Krishna's Kaviraj is also Kasturi Manjari. All Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Vinod Manjari. Coming all the way down, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Kamala Manjari. They're all Manjaris. So they're all fully capable and qualified to understand these highest esoteric truths. And that's the line, that's the current that we've hooked into. This Gaudiya Vaishnava line, that's where we've hooked into. So we're receiving this through the bona fide lineage of our Guru Varga, no doubt. And hearing, just simply hearing about these topics will exalt the consciousness to a higher stage of appreciation for Radha and for Krishna and for that Unnata Ujjvala Ras that they experience only, that Mahaprabhu wants to taste. He's come to taste this rag, Prem Ras Nirise Korite Ashvada. That's what he's come to taste. And that swabha, that Anabhitachim Chirat Karunabhatinako, Samadapaitam Unnata Ujjvala Ras. That's what Mahaprabhu has come to taste himself. This is what I'm talking about, these sattvika bhavs. That's what he's come to access. The Ruda and Adi Ruda. In this Sudipta, we've just described these 5 degrees of intensity. And the highest is called Sudipta Bhav. That's when that particular bhav is blazing to its fullest intensity. And Adiruddha Mahabhav is when all 8 of those are blazing simultaneously. And what is the result we see in Mahaprabhu? He became like the tortoise. He became like elongated in the ocean. All his limbs became disjointed. That was the effect. When Mahaprabhu wanted to take Radhika's bhav, Radhika told him, you cannot tolerate my mood. You're in a male body. It's actually understood that female body has more capacity to endure suffering. They have babies for a start, which I can't imagine how much painful that would be. But they have a capacity to be more tolerant even than men. So Radhika is telling Krishna, you will not be able to tolerate. So what does that mean, not tolerate? That means his body could not tolerate those Ashtasattvika bhavs manifesting on him. And all his limbs became contracted like a tortoise. And his eyes were rolled back, he was foaming. Whereas Radhika, when these barbs hit Radhika, she doesn't have those exhibitions. It's not described anywhere that Radhika experiences those sort of contortions of the body. It's only Mahaprabhu who experiences that, because these are foreign to the male body. They're what the Sakhis will experience, particularly Sri Radhika. So try to understand this whole package, because this helps us to appreciate where we're going, hearing all this rasa tattva. It should be strengthening our nishta in Rupa Goswami, our nishta in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If any of these are taken out of context and just sort of sensationally presented without fully acknowledging Mahaprabhu as the inaugurator or initiator of all these topics, it's Mahaprabhu, because of his experiencing these topics, that Rupa Goswami was able to write about them for us, especially the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and that Ujjvala Nilamani, and also Vidagdha Madhav and Lalita Madhav, and many other books of Rupa Goswami. So this is all about the Sattvika bhavs. Okay, so that's the end of this topic. So I hope you appreciated something of the Sattvika bhav. Now we're going into another topic of the Vyabhachari bhavs. Prabhu, you have been unlimitedly merciful to me. Now please tell me how the Vyabhachari bhavs are manifested in this rasa. So now we come to and it's not Krishna again who's manifesting all these Vyabhachari bhavs, he's reflecting them. The gopis are manifesting them and he's simply reflecting them. It's an indication of the Sakhis' immense attraction to Krishna. They've controlled him by their love. The Samartarati, they've controlled Krishna by their love. So also these Vyabhachari bhavs are there. So I'll carry on. Almost all of the 33 Sanchari or Vyabhachari bhavs that I've already explained to you, beginning with self-disparagement, nirved, occur in Madhurya-rasa. Ferociousness, ograya, and laziness, alasya, are the two exceptions. So these are not Sanchari bhavs. The Sanchari bhavs of Madhurya-rasa have several wonderful features. Vijay, what are they? Goswami, the most fascinating feature is that whatever type of Krishna prem is present in the friends and elders, Guru Jana, in the other rasas, is also attained as a Sanchari bhav in the Madhurya rasa. In other words, the sthai bhavs of those other rasas act as Sanchari or Vyabhachari bhavs in this rasa. In other words, Vatsalya rasa or Sakhya rasa or Dasya rasa. They will act as Sanchari bhavs in Madhurya rasa, which is fascinating. That's what he says, the most fascinating feature. Vijay, what are the other surprising aspects? Goswami, another wonderful point is that the Vyabhachari bhavs in this rasa, even those such as marana, death, are not considered direct angas of rasa. They're not direct angas, therefore they're sanchari, they're separate, Vyabhachari. The angas are different. Quite logically, in this rasa, they have been counted amongst the attributes, the gunas of the rasa, not the rasa itself. The conclusion is that rasa itself is the guni, that which possesses the attributes. And the Vyabhachari bhavs are the attributes guna that it possesses. So there's two divisions, guni and guna. Vijay, how do the samchari bhavs arise? Goswami, self-disparagement, nirved, arises from distress, aversion, jealousy, despondency, calamity, and offense. So how can any of these moods arise without having the two parties? You have to have the vipaksh and the swapaksh for this jealousy to arise. If there's no Chandrabali, how can jealousy arise? So Chandrabali's position here is most important. How otherwise all these moods will not manifest. There'll be no man in Radha without Chandrabali. If Chandrabali is not there, where will Radha's man be? Vijay, what is the cause of humility? Dainya. So these are Sanchari bhavs that he's describing. Goswami, Dainya comes from sorrow, fear, and offense. Vijay, how does debility, glani, arise? Goswami, glani is the result of exertion, anxiety, and amorous endeavors. Result, wandering, dancing, and amorous exertion. Vijay, what is the cause of intoxication? Mada. Goswami, Mada is induced by drinking honey wine. Vijay, how does pride, Garva, appear? Goswami, Garva comes from good fortune, beauty, personal attributes, obtaining shelter of the most excellent person, and the attainment of the object of one's desire. This is a transcendental pride, though. This is something very, very beautiful. Not like the perverted reflection of that here. Vijay, what causes apprehension? Shanka. Goswami, the causes of Shanka are theft, offense, cruelty, lightning, ferocious animals, and fearsome sounds. Vijay, how does agitation and uncertainty, aveg, arise? Goswami, aveg is an acute uncertainty about what to do, which arises from seeing or hearing the object of one's affection or of one's aversion. Vijay, what is the cause of madness? Unmad. Goswami, unmad can be caused by excessive ecstasy, mahananda, or by feelings of separation. Vijay, why does confusion or absence of mind, apashmrita, occur? Goswami, apashmrita is the confusion or absence of mind that occurs from utter distress. Utter distress that, like Sri Radhika was experiencing at Uddhav Keri, and that Divyan Mad she experienced speaking to the bumblebee, and those 10 symptoms of Chitra Jalpa manifest, that those mad talks manifest. Vijay, what is disease? Vyadi. Goswami, Vyadi is bodily transformation, such as fever that arises due to apprehension and anxiety. Vijay, what is bewilderment? Moha. Moha is the bewilderment that occurs when the heart is stupefied due to jubilation, separation, and sorrow. Vijay, what is death? Mrityu. Goswami, there is no mrityu in this rasa, only the attempt to die. We see Radhika wants to give up her body, and she tells Vishaka, you wrap my arms around a tamal tree and you leave my body remains in the courtyard of Krishna so he will walk across me. And she wants to enter the Jamuna, and she's thinking like, but she doesn't actually die. So but this is her thought out of separation. Vijay, what is laziness? Alasya. Goswami, there is also no alasya in this ras. Alasya is pretending to be powerless, although one has energy. However, there is not even the slightest room for alasya in Krishna's service. That's very beautiful. There's no laziness in Krishna's service. Not possible for that to exist. Everything is enthusiastically focused on pleasing the divine couple only, exclusively. Otherwise you wouldn't be there. You'd be somewhere else. You'd be in Vaikuntha or somewhere else. It may be observed in a secondary sense, though among the opposing elements. So it may be observed in the opposing elements to increase the enthusiasm of the positive elements. Vijay, what is the cause of inertia? Jadya. So I think I'm going to stop here actually, because these we're close to the end of the chapter. I can read more. I'll go on. What is the cause of inertia? Jadya. Goswami. Jadya may come about on seeing the object of one's love, on hearing about him, or on seeing something that is most undesirable. Jadya may also arise from feelings of separation. Vijay. What does bashfulness, vrida, occur? Why does bashfulness, vrida, occur? Goswami. Vrida occurs due to meeting for the first time, behaving inappropriately, or because of words of praise or contempt. Vijay. What is the cause of avahita, concealing one's nature? This is very prominent amongst the gopis. Krishna wants to break that avahita. Like when he meets them in the Pranaya Gita, Krishna tells them all to go home. And the gopis are mortified. And they want to give up their lives. They scratch the earth. They want to enter Mother Earth because they're so devastated by Krishna's. They interpret his words as harsh. He's asking them why they have come to the forest. Now they've seen the forest, they should go home to their husbands. But this is the most heartbreaking Gita. All the Gits are moods of separation. So Venu Gita, Pranaya Gita, Gopi Gita, Yugal Gita, and Brahmara Gita. They're all moods of separation. So this avahita, concealing one's nature, Krishna wants to break that. Goswami, avahita is caused by treachery, shyness, duplicity, fear, and dignity. Vijay, what is the cause of remembrance, smriti? Goswami, smriti is the result of seeing something similar or due to a fixed habit. Vijay, how does pondering logical possibilities, vitarka, arise? Goswami, vitarka is the result of investigation and doubt. Vijay, what is anxiety, chintya? Goswami, chintya arises from not attaining what one desires and from fear of the undesirable. Should I go on, or do you think I should stop now? We've got another 2 pages to run, but our time is over. So I think we can conclude this on Monday. Otherwise, if I read it quickly, we'll miss much of the sweetness and speciality of it. So these are all going to be descriptions of the various Vyabhachari Bhavs. And we'll conclude this section on Monday. And then we'll also, on Monday, we can go directly into the next chapter, which will be Madhura-rasa-vicara and the Staibhav and stages of Rati, chapter 36. So we'll go there on Monday. So tomorrow is the Tirabhav of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Sunday. And I have another class on Sundays, so I won't be here. But we'll meet again on Monday and continue this very nectarian reading from Jaiva Dharma. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Ananta Gauda Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Go Premanandi. So on Saturday, we got halfway through the Vyabhachari Bhavs, and we didn't complete them because I didn't want to rush them. These Vyabhachari Bhavs, this is on page 728, are fascinating just to contemplate and appreciate all these Vyabhachari Bhavs. In time, it's almost as if we're being given all the ingredients through these chapters on Rasa Tattva. And in time, they will all come into their proper harmony with each other, and will appreciate the Leela 1,000 times more, 1,000,000 times more, knowing all of this understanding about the different ingredients of Ras. So there's 5 ingredients. There's the Anubhav, Sattvika Bhavs, Sthai Bhav, Vyabhachari Bhavs, and the Vibhav, what is the cause of Ras arising. So and you mix them together in the correct proportion, and that's called the Samagri. When it's mixed properly, then it has complete sense for us. It's Ras, yes, it becomes Ras. So starting at the top of page 728, and I'm simply going to read through these next 2 pages, which describe the Vyabhachari Bhavs. And if we want to understand that a little more, we can look in the Ujjvala Nilamani or the other copy, and also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. These Vyabhachari Bhavs are flushed out more. So, Vijay, what is bewilderment? Moha. Moha is the bewilderment that occurs when the heart is stupefied due to jubilation, separation, and sorrow. Vijay, death. Vijay, what is death? Mrityu. Goswami, there is no mrityu in this ras, only the attempt to die. And I described on Saturday how Radharani, she wants to leave her body and have Vishaka put the arms around a tamal tree and put her body in the courtyard where Krishna will walk across in Nandagam, etc. I explained that on Saturday. Vijay, what is laziness? Alasya. Goswami, there is also no alasya in this ras. Alasya is pretending to be powerless. Although one has energy, however, there is not even the slightest room for alasya in Krishna's service. It may be observed in a secondary sense, though among the opposing elements. The opposing elements are the vipaksh in this case. Vijay, what is the cause of inertia, jadya? Like we talk about chit jad, or the jad, this dull material world, jad ananda. So this has its derivative from the same, this is jadya. What is the cause of inertia, jadya? Goswami, jadya may come about on seeing the object of one's love, on hearing about him, or on seeing something that is most undesirable. Jadya may also arise from feelings of separation. Vijay, why does bashfulness, vrida, occur? Goswami, vrida occurs due to meeting for the first time, behaving inappropriately, and because of words of praise or contempt. Vijay, what is the cause of avahita, concealing one's nature? Goswami, avahita is caused by treachery, shyness, duplicity, fear, and dignity. So we see this many times in the leelas between Krishna and the gopis. Vijay, what is the cause of remembrance, smriti? Goswami, smriti is the result of seeing something similar or due to a fixed habit. Vijay, how does pondering logical possibilities, vitarka, arise? Goswami, vitarka is the result of investigation and doubt. That's what will prompt vitarka, an investigation, and because we're doubtful, pondering logical possibilities. Vijay, what is anxiety, chinta? Goswami, Chinta arises from not attaining what one desires and from fear of the undesirable. Vijay, what is thoughtfulness? Mati. Goswami, Mati is reflection or deliberation on something. Vijay, what is fortitude? Driti. Goswami, Driti is the steadfastness of the heart that comes from fulfilling one's aspirations and being free from sorrow. Vijay, what is jubilation? Harsha. Goswami, Harsha is the joyfulness that arises on seeing or attaining the object of one's cherished desires. Vijay, what is eagerness? Outsukya. Goswami, Outsukya is the ardent desire to see one's beloved and the intense hankering or impatience to attain him. Vijay, what is ferociousness? Ogriya. Goswami, violence is called Ogriya, and it has no place in Madhura-rasa. Vijay, what is indignation? Amarsha. Goswami, Amarsha is the intolerance that is expressed because of being disrespected or insulted. Vijay, what is enmity? Osuya. Goswami, Osuya is resentment of others' good fortune, and it arises due to good fortune and virtues. So we see all these in relationship to the pastimes of the gopis in their bid to capture Krishna, the Vipaksh and the Swapaksh. All of these, we call them politics practically, between the two opposing parties, the Vipaksh and the Swapaksh. Vijay, what is the cause of unsteadiness? Chapala. Goswami, Chapala is fickleness or lightness of mind, and it is caused by attachment and aversion, both. Vijay, what is the cause of sleep? Nidra. Goswami, Nidra is induced by fatigue. We see Niduban, where they spend the night. That comes from the same derivative, Niduvan. Vijay, what is Supti? Goswami, Supti means dreaming. Vijay, what is wakefulness? Bodha. Goswami, Bodha is being far from sleep. Baba Vijay, in addition to these Vyabhachari bhavs, there are 4 stages, namely Bhavatpati, Bhav Sandhi, Bhav Shabalya, and Bhav Shanti. Bhavatpati is the appearance of Bhav, and Bhav Sandhi is the joining together of 2 bhavs. Sandhi means to join, the joining together of 2 bhavs. Swarup Sandhi is the amalgamation of 2 bhavs that have the same cause, and Bina Sandhi is the mixing of bhavs that have arisen from separate causes. The mixture of many bhavs at once is called Bhav Shabalya, and the destruction or pacification of bhavs is called Bhav Shanti. So this Shantaras, when that manifests, it destroys or pacifies the bhavs. In other words, it makes them very low. The waves, these waves of bhavs will become low, this Bhav Shabalya. Destruction or pacification of bhavs is called Bhav Shanti, which is interesting. We just were talking about Shantaras, so that Shantaras will diminish the waves of rasa. The gopis aren't looking for a peaceful situation. They're complete anxiety all the time. Their anxiety about their elders finding out what they're doing, their anxiety about not being with Krishna, their anxiety about not pleasing their Yuteshwari. There's so many reasons and causes for their moods to rise very high. There's great excitement and dynamism. It's not like Shanti, 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 like the yogis sitting in a mountain cave or something. This is a whole nother ras. So this Bhav Shanti. Vijay now had a complete understanding of the components of Madhurya Ras. So these components. for he had heard the explanations of its vibhavs, sattvika bhavs, vyabhachari bhavs. His heart became overwhelmed with prema, which was, however, somewhat indistinct. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing that his prema is not clear yet. There is still more to understand in the aspect of bhav tattva, rasa tattva. So his prema is indistinct, somewhat indistinct. Having thoroughly understood this, he fell at the feet of his Gurudev. Weeping and weeping, he said, Prabhu, please bestow your mercy on me and tell me why prema is still not blossoming in my heart. What is this obstacle that's there? Guru Goswamiji embraced Vijay and said, you will be able to understand prema tattva tomorrow. You have understood the components of prema, but it still has not yet arisen distinctly in your heart. So we can understand all the components. So Vijay is on the road, so to speak. He's understanding something, but the final conclusion hasn't happened yet. You will be able to understand prema tattva tomorrow. You have understood the components of prema, but it still has not yet arisen distinctly in your heart. Prema is the sthai bhav. You have already heard about sthai bhav in a general way, but you will attain all perfection when you hear specifically about the sthai bhav in Ujjvala Ras. Now it has become very late. I will explain further tomorrow. Tears began to fall from Vijay's eyes again. He offered his Dandavat Pranam and then returned to his residence, deeply pondering all that he had heard. So this is the end of this 35th chapter. And we've concluded with the Vibhavs, the Vibhavs, the Sattvika Bhavs, and the Vyabhachari Bhavs. That's what we've discussed in this chapter.